Hey folks, Jake from Podcasty For Me here. This is a preview of a bonus episode from our Patreon feed, Paid Costly For Me. If you like this and you want to hear more, you can head on over to patreon.com/podcastyforme, where for $5 a month, you can get a new bonus episode every other week. That's patreon.com/podcastyforme. Enjoy! But there's a way that, you see this a lot. Ian and I think both encountered this. I suspect that the two of you fellas have been in this yourself or around people like this, but there is a way that mental illness and in this case mania, it comes with this sort of like eye-opening decoupling from capital, where it's you lose the ability, or maybe you never had the ability to kind of metabolize the everyday evils of the world, and that'll make you feel crazy, and make you seem crazy. Yeah, but also his behavior is socially unacceptable, but also morally maybe acceptable. Sane. Yeah.
I don't want to set any of our listeners off on a bad path, because just to remind everybody, to get chemical or therapeutic help and to reach a stable point will allow you to fight this stuff more effectively. Right.
Yeah.
But I
Better
agree.
For OPSEC.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jake, that this isn't just because you're chemically imbalanced. There is a great moral clarity in the moment of rejecting the way things operate and saying well, if instead of as my basic premise, I assume that things are working as they should work, I start from a position of things are not working in a way that's good for most people, then suddenly everything else makes a lot more sense, right? It's sort of like there's actually an incredible amount of cognitively dissonant work you have to do to be going around saying well, all of these people experiencing homelessness in Silicon Valley, where I grew up, well, it's because of either their personal moral failings or because, there's things like these horrible drugs that will just ruin people's lives or something like this, right? It's not because the incredible number is actually associated with this being basically a machine that is displacing people out of their homes and also putting them in precarious positions emotionally and all these things.
And it's required as a kind of fear tactic for the people just one rung up.
Exactly.
There needs to be something worse so that they don't say, no, I won't do that to their boss.
Yeah, so the mental illness, I will say, people know this feeling, like you're saying. There's sort of like a relief where you're suddenly thinking okay, yeah, now everything is sort of fitting in a way that doesn't require me to do all these gymnastics. Now suddenly it feels like my analysis is correct, but that type of thinking will also put you in a Arthur Eden style spiral.
I mean, that's the journey that Michael has to go on through the movie, right? He starts the story thinking that the only reason why Arthur is going mad is because he hasn't been taking his meds. And so throughout the first half of the movie, he's not even thinking about the conspiracy. He's not thinking about the case. He doesn't even see how the two things are related. He just assumes that all of Arthur's ravings are because he's gotten mad. And Wilkinson, I want to shout out just such a great job with those manic
incredible
eyes.
Performance.
His
I mean,
so big, as he's going through these rants and this monologue,
but without overplaying it somehow. I would say, despite how big the performance is, and even in the conversation with Henry about the realm and conquest stuff, I bought it.
Well, then he gets really small. He gets so quiet in that, and he's so he's listening so intently to what this kid has to say about this book. It's really powerful.
I guess I pulled up the script, and this is some screenwriter bullshit, but it is very good screenwriter bullshit, which is the scene where he's in Times Square. It's described as, quote, Arthur walking through the neon canyon, bathing in the miracle of it all. His eyes seemed locked open, gathering stimuli faster than the speed of light. Every moment, every beautiful instant has a purpose. Everything is fuel for the significance turbine spinning inside of him. He slows his pace, hesitates for a moment, and sees the billboard. But that Tom Wilkinson is doing such a perfect job of translating what Tony Gilroy has put out.
Yeah, I think all of that stuff is on screen without a word.
And without being corny bullshit. Like, I feel like you could really oversell that.
Which is kind of the Gilroy... Again, seeing this movie and rewatching Andor for your wonderful podcast, I was sort of like, it's so close to being something that is like ham-fisted. It really is a magic trick to me. And I understand why some people object to it in its sort of like blatant confrontation with moral issues, but I'm not sure why it works so much better for me than similar filmmaking that is just like a degree more outspoken or putting it more in the text of the dialogue or something. I'm not sure.
Want to hear the rest of the episode? Go to patreon.com/podcasty for me and sign up for just $5 a month. We're sorry we do this.